Hello, everyone. Guess it's time to get started, isn't it? Welcome. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hope everything's coming through okay. We got some rainstorms going on and some thunder and lightning, which I love and I'm grateful for. But I wanted to just talk about the mass psychosis we're all being put under right now. I'm sure all of you can kind of figure it out. I'm going to speak somewhat in code so we don't get flagged. So I think it's important that as we're going through this, a lot of this fear being pushed on us every day and then pulled back and then in waves and in waves. We think it's okay and then it comes back in another wave. This is the way to totalitarianism. So we need to be careful with this because what happens is we all become part of this psychosis, this mass psychosis, which is of fear. We start to follow, false idols. We start to follow people that we think are here to save us. And we need to be able to think for ourselves. We need to be able to step outside of that fear. Allow this mass psychosis to turn into a breakthrough and not a breakdown. And that's going to be up to you to fight off a lot of the negativity, fight off a lot of the fear being thrown or peddled every day at us. That is by design, and it's not for our safety. So I think it's important. And in the work that I've done over the past 20-something years, so sorry, like I said, might be cutting out, rain, thumbs. But as I was saying, the work that I've done over the years is all about expelling fear or getting to a place where that fear isn't affecting us in a way that we stop living our lives. We stop paying attention to what's real in the world other than just our phones, just our technology, right? We pay attention to life, nature, who we are, where we're going, what we want in life. And a lot of this fear can stop that. Fear can stop anything dead in its tracks. It always does if we allow it to do so. Fear's always going to be there. But we can work through that, right? As we can see, it's all over right now in our outer world. So it's important that we stand strong, keep our heads about us, not fall into a mass psychosis of following, either creating a new world for ourselves inside of our, like being delusional. We need to be aware of all the things going on and aware so we can change that, or we can at least take it in a different place. But it does start with you. It starts with you and you alone. And as you share that love, you share that with others, that there is no reason to fear. There is no reason to walk through life in constant fear of what can happen to us, or if we may die, or if we may get hurt. It's important to expel a lot of that fear. Like I said, it's always going to linger there because it's just the way life works. It's more out of caution, but it turns into panic, turns into fear, which in turn turns into a psychosis. We tend to follow, like I said, false idols, politicians, bureaucrats. They hold our life in their hands, or that's how they would like us to think. However, we as individuals need to stand above that, and we need to live our lives the way we want to in spite of that. That is our only, there's many ways to do it, but that is one of the strongest ways to do it. Share that truth with others and to live your truth without that fear holding you back. So I get that out of the way before we do some readings. I hope you all understand. Please hit that like button if you do. if it's resonating with you. Yes, Terry. Terry says, I think I had PTSD from, I'm not going to mention that word, and it would be best not to put it in the comments, but yes, that is a spell, right? That's what would we call it? They'd call it in witchcraft or in Wicca. When you're doing a spell and charging a sigil, right? A sigil like right behind me, right? That pyramid with Metatron's cube in the middle, that's a sigil. This is powered for positive purposes for you to open your mind and your hearts to really to yourself. What am I letting fear control me? Am I letting fear keep me in the corner, cuddled up in a fetal position? Because PTSD is real, but we need to overcome that as well if we want to live a happy life, right? Always chasing safety or running to safety is not allowing us to live a happy life. We're safe, but we're static. We're standing still. So it's important that we keep our heads about us right now, especially. We don't get lost in some delusion, because there's plenty of it out there. There are even those that I know don't really, they're using it for their own benefit, for their own numbers, or for their own views, utilizing some of these totalitarian tactics themselves. And I see it with a lot of people that are a lot of content creators. Not all of them. There's plenty of people that are telling the truth, that are out there trying to spread that word, and that are getting censored. And I feel like it's important that I spoke up about it this morning. I was inspired to talk about it. I did leave a video. It's called Academy of Ideas. It's on my page, so it's going to be probably right underneath this video. So if you want to go watch that after we're done doing readings, I would strongly suggest you do. I think they have a lot of good content coming out, and they speak the truth, and they speak logically. We don't want to get lost in this delusion of, well, everything's going to be okay because our master is going to make it okay, or we're just, if I just think positive thoughts, then nothing negative is going to happen. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's not true. That's called disassociating, or being, cognitive dissonance, being delusional about things. It's important to look at things that we need to be concerned about or be cautionary about things. We just don't let them, that fear that's being peddled, I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you 100%, that is not for a good reason. It is not to warn, it is not to keep people safe. So anyway, a little bit fiery this morning, but let's get some readings going. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you haven't, we'll be doing 3-card soul spread readings for tip or donation, which is running there on the bottom of my screen. And I'm sure, Kathy left it here. Let me show you real quick. It's on my link tree, but everything, all my social links are on my link tree. Website as well. But if you would like to leave a donation, I can give you a 3-card soul spread, or we can just do 1-card readings. I know some of you can't afford it. I can't afford to leave donations right now. Every donation I get goes to, living, to being able to eat, to being able to have a place over my head, a roof over my head. So this is my only profession and my only job, and I take it very seriously, and I spend a lot of time with it. So thank you for those who are giving tips and donations. I appreciate you. Those who are booking readings with me, I know most of you are enjoying them. And that's really my purpose, is to really help people kind of wake up to themselves and wake up to what's going on around them, whether it's unpleasant or lovely, both. Enlightenment doesn't just come with rainbows and good feelings. Enlightenment means you're enlightened to more. As we open our minds up to more things, and as we start to see the truth, some of these old illusionary structures disintegrate. They disappear. So I think we haven't hit that critical mass yet, but it's being countered, because those who know that there is an awakening going on, a mass awakening, are utilizing it for other purposes, or utilizing it for totalitarianism and to control. And that's, controlling others is never a good way. So, all right, let's see here. Jamie Kelch wants a card. All right, Jamie. Here is your card of the day. Hello, Hello, Quintessential, Kiana. I remembered your name this time. It's because you came back. There was a while there you weren't coming around, so I didn't completely forget about you. I knew your name Quintessential, but anyway, welcome back. All right, Jamie. Vision Quest. I moved my camera, so the Vision Quest is about really seeking more knowledge. I feel like you're kind of looking around, or maybe looking out into the future, which I feel like is a good thing for you right now, to really have that visionary quality going on right now. I think it's going to require a lot of moving and shaking. So right now it's all about really thinking ahead, looking to what you want and helping create that. I know that you're kind of in a holding pattern right now, trying to wait for things that need to be done and getting, because you're looking for a new house, having to go through hoops for it. That's the way the process works, but also get ahead of that game. Really look at what, already know that it's already there. You just have to go through certain hoops. It's just the way it works. We've talked about it. But really planning ahead right now for when you're actually in your new location. What do you want to do? What things are going on? What types of activities for the kids, right? Types of activities for you, things that fun for you that you can do. Plan some fun. That's a good place you're going to. Good thing you go to Texas, because we need to get inland right now. Those bigger cities are a little bit dicey right now. If you're in a bigger city, hang tight. I'm not even in that big a city. I'm in Salt Lake, or close to Salt Lake, but I'm ready to get away from it. Oh, thank you, Sheila. All right. Julie, officer. Wanted a card today. Okay. Buried in Earth. So that card is definitely about taking some time away, maybe taking a little bit of break. I think you do that quite a bit. I think you take a break from social media or whatever else in your life when you need to, but you might be overworking right now. So this is kind of telling you to take a break, but don't take too long of a break. You need to keep your energy circulating, because it's good energy, and you're sharing enlightening posts, you're sharing enlightening information. And that's just with you face to face with somebody, or with people close to you, your neighbors, your friends. I feel like you are activating, and if you're willing to take on that task, you can activate a lot more as far as people. Minds, right? Open them up. By activating, I mean opening them up. All right. Thank you, Mikkel, for sharing. Uh-oh. What is buzzing? Well, that would be me. My $3. Thank you, Mikkel. Do you want a card? Or some cards? For the $3.33. Thank you. That's my daughter, if you don't know, Indigo Goddess Kel. She probably needs to change the name on here so people know it's Mikkel and not just more Norma. All right. This reading's coming from your dad, so take objective information. I'll try to give it. Okay, so Mikkel, as I see it, your first card is crystals. You've gained, you've really got a really close relationship with crystals, more so than ever, and amplifying your life. As you amplify that energy, with think about it. You've got a lot of crystals around, so the energy is going to be very intense, but you have to be able to live within it, temper that energy, that fire that's burning inside. I think it's important that you keep keep that energy up, keep on with that same path. But because of that energy and some of the crystals you have, you're being taken back into the past. So healing old memories, healing some of that trauma that you've been through, as far as things that you've done, things you've seen done, things you've been around, things you haven't like addressed within yourself that give you fears from right now. Like it's dealing with those fears and overcoming them. We were just talking about that mass psychosis. That's helping, I'm sure. But remember, we are our own worst enemy. So a lot of this is coming, a lot of that fear, you need to get through it by kind of looking into that or going into that lower world. That's also shadow work, right? That's also being able to kind of be okay with your darkness and not look at it as shame, but look at it as lessons. Look at it as things that you're going through or you have gone through. If you can do this without losing it, right? A breakthrough, not a breakdown, you emerge. That's the card, the East card. That's about emergence. That's about a new day, a new morning, right? You see that morning sun rising in the East. Look to the East, say a prayer, manifest. So in our case, looking to the East would be looking toward the mountains. Ask for that. Ask for those fears to be taken away. And you will actually go through some of these things in your head, experience them again, look at them as deeply as you can, even the ones that really bother you or are bringing fears right now, and realize they were a lesson, or a lesson for everybody in those situations, whoever was involved, right? With whatever situation you're viewing, looking at it as past. It's still past, is still happening, but that's done. That's not going to happen again. That's in the past. If you want to go back and relive it, that's up to you. But I wouldn't relive it. I just review it, stamp it. All right, I'm not afraid of that anymore. Then review the next one. Really review it, get into it, face it. Okay, I'm not afraid of that one anymore. That's really how you have to do it. It's kind of systematically, just kind of go through one at a time. Or if you can do many viewings or visions at a time, which I would say stick to one at a time. Don't get to make sure you're giving full attention to those things that you feel are like getting you emotionally or mentally, and realize a lot of that stuff is not what you were shocked by or what you were, oh my God, or felt hurt by at one time. It's not hurting you anymore. The only person that's hurting you is you. You're reliving it or having to feel like you have to feel it or it's not really about that. It's about looking back as life, your life as, a movie. Like I say, life is like a book. It's like everyone is living out this novel. We've gone through things. We've made mistakes. We've had victories. But we look back on these things so we can live a better life, and so we can live a better life within ourselves and stay more balanced. All right, Mikkel, that was a big long one because it's from me. So, all right. So who's next? Oh, Amaya Gregory paid me $10. Thank you. Thank you for that energy transfer. Do you have a question, Amaya? Amaya, are you in the house? Amaya Gregory. All right, well, I'm waiting for Amaya. Make sure you guys go check out. We're doing a full moon event with Corrado Raeli. He's also a medicine man, shaman, deals with sacred medicine, deals with DMT. If you'd like to join that, it's right there. It's pinned on my page, so you can go right to it. Check it out if you'd like to go or join. It is a private session. It's I think $5.55 to join. It'll be about an hour to an hour and a half long. We'll be doing some meditation in there. We'll be doing some teaching about shamanic medicine and the medicine that we utilize, whether that's just mental or an actual physical medicine or something you can actually, intake. But we're going to be talking about a lot of different aspects. We'll see where it goes. It's always fun talking to Corrado. He's a very powerful medicine man. So hope you all join us. And if you are interested, let me know. If you can't find it, just send me a message and I can lead you in the right way. Oh, there's Amaya. Okay, Amaya. Do you have a question? Did you leave it already? Or are we just doing a general soul spread? No question, just general. Okay. All right, Amaya. Ooh, very powerful cards. Okay, so your first one is the Shaman. So this is about really coming to a completion or coming to a place where you feel like you've kind of reached a milestone. This has a lot to do with your spiritual, how connected you are to your higher self, how integrated you are. And I feel like you've done a lot of that. I think that there's still a little bit of work to be done. And that's what this card is telling you, that you've came very far, but it's time to really do some more work, do some more research, do some more meditation. You'll learn a lot just from meditating. And meditating isn't always about being just, you're not going to think nothing. It's just not going to happen. There's going to be something that comes in. It's usually something you need to pay attention to. At least in my meditation, you can focus on just being nothing, but I usually focus on being like a drop of water in the ocean or a grain of sand in the desert. Like there's always something I'm focused on. So if you have a question about something, ask. Do your research logically as well. I mean, do your research on what you see. I like to do the meditation first, or go in and search first, and then go look and see what corroborates with what I'm picking up. And sometimes it takes some time for it to get that confirmation. But I really feel like looking within a little bit more, looking within, cleansing a lot of those bad emotions. Not that they're not supposed to be there, but don't let them rule you. Okay, understand that I think it's time to really clean. If you've been doing like any kind of decluttering or anything, that's a good idea. It's getting rid of any of that like stagnant or negative kind of energy that it's not necessary. We don't need it. But really cleaning up. And when I see that, I feel like it's more within yourself, but also in your house. You can just declutter. It'll help you. You can breathe more. You feel better about things because things are more organized. And you start to live in that way. If you continue to keep that up, you start to live in a more organized life. You start thinking more organized, or more meticulously and caring about whatever you're doing. And the rattle. So dispersing any of that blowback or any of those past things that come at you. God, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Get that stuff out of your vocabulary. You are good enough. You can do it. It's just a matter of you putting it into action. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with a new change or some type of like you're really ready to kind of step out as far as be yourself, be more authentic. This could be like a business venture. It could be something like a new project you're working on or thinking about working on. And just being able to be authentic and really that rattle is about dispersing that energy, right? Except getting rid of a lot of that chaotic type of energy. And I think through the decluttering, like we talked about, the feathers, restoration, restoring that cleanliness or organization as far as everything feeling good in your home, that feng shui, right, as they would call it, that energy flow, getting that energy to flow properly. And as it does, when it has no clutter to get through, which are kind of impediments for energy, it comes through smoother. Like I feel like the messages come through smoother. I don't know if you've got like a sacred space or something that you feel like is not working as well as it should. Maybe you need to kind of redo it, like just renovate your sacred space. So like pick everything else up, clean everything, and then put it back in the way you'd like it. All right. Thank you very much, Amaya. I hope that resonated. All right, so Stevani Luster sent a donation. Thank you, Stevani. That was Empress, right? $7.77. Thank you. So right now I am doing the one card readings, but just basically people who have left a tip or donation, or they get priority at the top of the list. So I will get to those who are wanting a free reading or one card reading. Please be patient with me. I'll try to get to as many of you as I can. Sometimes I get everybody. If there's not that many viewers, I can get to everybody, but we only have 9 viewers right now, so that can change. We've only been on for 25 minutes. But yes, please be patient with me. Let's see. Just recently moved into a new sanctuary, still organizing. Nice. Very nice. Hell yeah, that's awesome, Maya. Very cool. All right. So reading for this gentleman and you. Is he worth the energy? His name is Maurice. Okay. Some people call me Space Cowboy. Yeah. Some call me the Gangster Love. I put Maurice part, sorry. Some people call me Maurice, because I speak good. All right, let's see what's up. A little out of practice with the singing, so yeah, I haven't really worked that muscle in a while. Okay, so you got tree people. All right, first tree people. So really protecting yourself, watching yourself, really nurturing yourself and looking. If there's any kind of like red flags coming up, I think it's important to really stop and pay attention to those. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not right. It just feels like there's some things that are unknown still that you may want to know. Or you would, once you find out, you'll be like, oh, okay, I'm glad I know that. And the tree people, that's about like gaining that wisdom from within. It's about connecting with nature. If it's raining, obviously, if you want to go out and play in the rain. I don't know if it's raining where you're at, but it is here. Anyway, so that's about really nurturing yourself, looking at yourself first. That's not being selfish. You're just deciding, like you asked, is this person worth my energy? I feel if the energy's shared, yes. However, if it's going against your foundations or what you want, what you're looking for in a partner, there's nothing wrong with hanging out and keeping it to a certain level of commitment. Maybe keep it a little bit more open or free. I think it's not a waste of energy because I feel like you vibe and you have fun. I feel like you may be looking in 2 different directions. And then the medicine shield. So protecting yourself from those who you may not, maybe you already feel that they're not willing to put in the commitment that I am. So I wouldn't say that they're a waste of energy. I feel like I would keep the connection. I would keep going, but keep it in perspective. I feel like this person's not ready for a long-term relationship like you are. But that doesn't mean they can't get there. It's just, I feel like right now, as we speak, that's what's coming up. Hello, Janet. Good to see you. Hello, Aaron. Saraswati, Liar. Anna Hedberg. Good to see you all. All right, so I think we're good on donations for now. Make sure. Janet, did she leave a donation? Okay, Janet. Janet, did you leave a donation? Did she, honey? Oh, okay. Just hasn't come through yet, but I trust you. Okay. Do you have a question, Janet? Healing, staying focused on your purpose. Good. Yeah, I don't feel like it's a waste of time. I think it's something you just want to let grow naturally. Don't try to push. Neither one of you try to be pushy with each other, or kind of, make sure you make decisions together when it comes to that kind of stuff. Does Michael have anything to say? Okay. He's showing your brother. This has something to do with a car. I don't know what this is, but it feels like an old classic car. Like he's showing him, and they seem to be working on something together. So he's kind of helping your brother kind of acclimate, is what I'm seeing. So your brother that's just recently passed, like your brother was lost for a couple of weeks. Not really lost, but just kind of stuck in between. But I feel like Michael is actually helping him. Michael has taken it pretty well, or has been able to kind of transition pretty quickly into that upper world. And I feel like he is helping your brother. Like I feel like your brother's kind of holding on because a lot of family members are holding on. So it's not really him holding on. It's more, him holding on because his family members, or he feels like he needs to stay around, which is okay. That happens all the time. But I do feel like he is, like, Michael feels like he's letting me know he's with your brother. He's with your brother. He's like, I don't know what it is, but it's something he's interested in. It seems like a classic car, or working on a classic car. They seem to be on like this farm or something with a long grass. It feels like 1950s. Like that's the kind of motif I'm getting, or that feeling. That it feels like it's not, but it feels like that's the kind of energy or vibe I'm getting. Could be a truck, yeah. It's like a classic, is what I'm kind of seeing. It looks like, where they used to paint cars where they were like, it's probably from the 50s or 60s. That's probably why I'm getting the 50s, 60s vibe. But everything about it feels like a 50s or 60s vibe. Like there's a barn, like a red barn, and then there's like really long grass, and there's a couple cars sitting off into the distance that are getting kind of grass growing around them, right? And then they're working on one. This seems to be like something, yeah, we do these things when we pass over too. But his message is that he's looking out for everybody. Your brother's okay. All right. You're lost. You're not lost. You're not lost. You've actually done some things to make yourself, to really find some direction. I think, though you've had to kind of change your plans or adjust to it. You may feel a little confused right now as to where things are going, but I feel like you have a love for life, and that's going to lead you in the right place or places. You're right where you're supposed to be right now. This is a time for grieving and kind of getting over things, or getting through things so you can live your life again. So give yourself some more time for that. It's okay. Don't get lost there, right? Don't get lost in that darkness or feeling of loss all the time. Look around you. Plenty to be grateful for. All right. All right, so there is my link tree again. If you'd like to leave a tip or donation, get a 3-card soul spread. Also, I have if anybody would like to donate to our fundraiser to build our own retreat, our own sanctuary, it's in the link tree. It's right. I think it's the second one down. It's called Starting from Scratch. Yeah, Michael's he's with you a lot. He talks to you still. I think he's trying to reassure you about a lot of things and kind of help pull you out of that that darkness and not staying there too long. So you may get him when you're like really sinking low with depression or sadness. I feel like he comes around. That's what, like, he doesn't always do it. He wants you to kind of lift and know that his energy is always there. But there's times when he really speaks up. It's usually when you're really feeling low. He kind of lets you know he's still around. So watch out for those signs. When you're really feeling at that lowest point and something just happens or a sign happens, and it's usually a sign that's undeniable, that's him. He's pretty good. He's not subtle with his messages or the way he comes through. Well, looks like we're all caught up, so I will let you all go for now, and I'll probably be back on tomorrow. So if you'd like a reading, go to my website at psychicshaman333.com, and I will see you tomorrow. Y'all have a good afternoon. Much love to you. Bye, guys.